My name's Gauri, and I work with an initiative called Design for Change at the Riverside School in Ahmedabad. And I'm helping coordinate Design for Change India, basically.
What is Design for Change all about? What is the idea behind it?
I think Design for Change basically is about believing that change is possible and that children don't have to be bystanders, or they can be the change, they can lead the change in their communities.
So this entire thing actually started out here at Riverside School, and meanwhile you can really say it's an international movement.
Absolutely. It started off here in 2009, but over the past 3 years, the concept has just got on. At present, we're in 35 different countries, and so children in all these countries are doing wonderful acts of change every year and telling us that they can.
So what are your hot spots, let's say, in Africa, in the Arabic world, in China?
We're just about beginning to work with China a little bit. We've been exploring some partnerships there. In Africa, we have Nigeria, we have Morocco, we have, I think those are our two main countries there, and we have Turkey, and that's about it in that area. We really love to tap more into those spaces.
Why do you think it's so important that this movement really becomes international?
I think because, well, for starters, children can. We just need to sort of believe in that and give them that opportunity. And I think in the developing world or whatever, the education does sometimes tend to be something that you have to be done with, or something that you need to do to be able to do other things. And then, so Design for Change is trying to reimagine education as something that allows children to be citizens as well, to be active citizens who can make our world a better place.
Maybe you can give us 2 or 3 examples of stories, Design for Change stories.
Let's start with India. In India, students have tackled the issue of caste discrimination, where they just noticed, they didn't set out to change their village, but they noticed that in their school, some kids were treated differently from others. And so what they did was they started treating each other the way the adults would treat the lower caste people. So they wouldn't allow each other to touch their bottles. They'd be fed water from up top. They'd clean the streets. They'd sweep their schools with the children of the lower caste. And then eventually they did a sort of fast that they wouldn't break until the school authorities and the panchayat decided to collaborate with them and try and address this issue. The outcome was that, at least within the school, it was the school authority said that the children wouldn't be treated differently and that no one would be denied access to the school. So one story of change. Let's see. In the US, troubled by the lack of safety in biking, in being able to bike around their community, the children ended up working with the district officers to create more bike paths and raise awareness about biking safety, so that more kids would be able to use those spaces freely and safely.
Where was this in the US?
I think it was in California, but I'd have to confirm that. And then there's the third story that I'm not sure where it comes from. It was about just building a sense of community within the school, where the kids felt that there was a little bit of bullying. And so to build a kind of community, they just developed a program where kids were making cards for each other, telling each other why they're best friends, or going through a silent hour to experience what the silent kids in the class feel like when they don't feel comfortable to participate in their classes. And in that way, they were able to sort of bridge the gap between the students who are too vocal and sort of tend to dominate the class, and those that don't participate.
I mean, as far as I know, the entries of Design for Change are mostly coming from the so-called underdeveloped world. Do you see, would it make any kind of sense that there would be more entries from Western countries or from the so-called developed world?
I think definitely. Recently, I've sort of come across the sort of disturbing trends in education, and how there isn't the kind of preparation for students. Like we're feeding them with information, and education has become, even in the Western world, about information, and we're not really like things like empathy, problem solving, design thinking. These are the skills really that the students need to develop to be really active, good global citizens. And I think Design for Change would be a great way for the Western countries also to learn about what problems are bothering their children. These will be hugely different from problems in other countries, and I think it add a really new, different layer to Design for Change.
So by the end of September, you will have your next conference. Maybe you can just give us a few ideas what's going to happen there.
So for the first time, actually, we're bringing all our global partners on one stage. So all our communication so far has been through Facebook and Gmail. And this is the first time we'll all be gathering in a physical space to experience the length and breadth of our movement. And so we'll have children coming in from some of our global partners, and the children will be sharing their stories of change. In addition, there'll be design thinkers doing design thinking workshops with the kids, helping them take their solutions further, deeper, making them more sustainable. And also there'll be inspirational speakers who've done brilliant things and who will sort of push forward the I can and the sort of the dreams that these children will bring to the conference.
Thanks.